Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.
Hi guys, you already know this is Let's Talk About Tomorrow, where we talk about anything and everything trending. I'm your host, Petrina. You guys can see now, David, my co-host, who was accusing me of pretending to be single, he's not here now. You know what I think? He's still reeling from his Valentine's Day.
Petrina, be nice now, he's not here.
That's what I'm saying, obviously, he's not here.
Is that what you're going to say? Dave, my main man, I'm here for you. Keep it on, my bro.
Anyways, with me today in the studio is David, and he'll be standing as my co-host for today.
The one and the only.
Also, we have Josephine. Thank you for coming to the show.
Thanks for having me.
We also have Ibukun. So welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
And most definitely, Barrister Evans Ufeli will welcome you.
It's my pleasure.
So let me tell you one story like that. So a few days ago, I was on a bus, and there was this guy. I don't know who he was, but he was holding something, and then you know how sometimes you're inside downfall or whatever, and they are just hitting the bus. You don't know why they are hitting the bus. So the guy was hitting the bus, and then another passenger, out of nowhere, he just said that all these Omoibo that say that are in Yoruba land and they are feeling comfortable. And I wonder, what does that have to do with anything? You don't even know if the guy is Igbo. So I want to ask you, are you tribalistic?
I'm not tribalistic. Why would I be? The times have gone far. Anyone that is tribalistic now, that is a youth, that person has issues, you should check the person mentally. Because anyone that is discriminating because I'm Igbo, you're Yoruba, let's not talk to each other. I'm not going to give you my pen because you are from another reason.
Well, I think it goes beyond being a youth. It has to do more with level of awareness, education, and exposure. You can find someone who is a Gen Z or youth behave that same way. I mean, just start outbursts, Omo Igbo or Omo Yoruba or whatever it is, vice versa. Tribalism is a natural human propensity. In the early days of the human existence, tribalism was the basic connection because it speaks of survival, it speaks of identity, it speaks of well-being. And because in the early days of human expedition, well-being and survival was the primus of the human consciousness. So the human condition grew from 1044, where before that time it was conquest. Your tribe will gather, plan, conquer the next tribe, take over whatever it is they had. That was the only way people could make wealth in those days. But from 1044, when the Industrial Revolution began to boom, man discovered that without tribalism or the enclaves of your village people or connections with your clan, you can actually start up an industry, employ whoever is competent from any other tribe, and then make wealth. So, from that standpoint, the shackles of tribalism by education, we began to see that we could shed them off, okay, and then embrace something bigger. Even the concept of statehood started from there. That come out from your tribe, your enclave and all that. Embrace nationhood. Nationhood will give you prospect. It will give you a bigger dream and all that. So I think the level of exposure of the person under reference, his awareness, his education, his personality, his totality will determine whether or not he will be tribal, he will see life from the prism of tribalism or not.
In my own case, I think tribalism is a state of loyalty, showing affection to another tribe. That's the way I see it. To showing affection more on a particular tribe. Okay, let's say for instance now, an Igbo person is showing interested in, or has a job. Sorry, he has a job, and he wants to give a job to the person. And I think the person will want to give the person close to him because they come from the same place. That's the way I say it. He wants to give the person the job because they come from the same tribe.
You don't think competence should override that?
No, it depends on an individual thing. That's the way I say it. It's an individual thing actually. If I am like that, you might not be like that. So I see it from a different perspective actually. So if
tribalism for me is a group of people coming together to, they're from the same culture, and then, just to achieve a certain goal. And tribalism for me becomes a tribalism is when it's being abusive, in the sense that you feel you need to favor the people from your culture more, and you are overdoing it, and people from other tribe, from other culture, or from another entity or group are seeing the reflection. They're not enjoying a particular space, for instance, an office, a public office that is meant for everybody, but because you are from a particular group or you're from a particular tribe, you favor.
So does that mean you don't agree with her?
Well, I won't say I don't agree with her, because tribalism comes in different forms. Like I said, it might be a group, it might be culture.
Does it include despising other tribes?
Well, that's why I said tribalism. When it becomes a tribalism is when it's been abusive. When you abuse the word tribalism, because the definition you gave, you said tribalism is when certain people comes together, and you gave an example where you said the way people see tribalism in the olden days, like you have to conquer a particular town or village, to enrich yourself. But nowadays, the way tribalism is being seen is in the sense that, I'm holding a particular office and I'm being favoring like my
state of showing
yes. So you can see the extreme in which tribalism has grew over the years, which is the definition and the example.
Won't you say it was more extreme then than now?
Well,
they had to conquer other people. They had to
then it wasn't extreme. Why? Because as of then, it's we that we see ourselves like it's a group of people, and then we be like, we want to go and conquer this city. We want to, this is what they're having. We have someone spying for us against that place, and then we coming together to fight against that city to enrich. I'm going with his own definition according to what you're saying. Yes. You understand? So apparently now tribalism has grew from that mentality to
new generation.
The new generation, because now we are now together. We Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, and other tribes are together now. So we are working towards a particular goal, and because I'm a Yoruba girl now, I'll be like, how can I be working with a Igbo girl, a Igbo person from other tribe? They are too proud of this. I can't work with this person. I will pick someone from my tribe. And that is when tribalism is being abusive. So
yes, the inference I drew from my example is that the earliest form of human existence. You see, God created everyone into a tribe. Okay. So because it's the earliest form of human existence, you ordinarily will cling to it. But development have gone beyond you clinging to the enclave of that. Is narrow, it's very narrow. If the world will have to explore and grow to the real formation of development, you cannot achieve that with your tribe alone. Yes, you can. That is why the concept of government came into existence. So that everybody can come with their diversity. The uniqueness of their placement makes it into one bigger vision.
Yeah, but I don't think
and then from
tribalism
there
itself is abusive. I don't think it's abusive.
No, people abuse it. Not like tribalism is abusive. People abuse. You see, the world has grown beyond you living in that enclave. That is your primary enclave. That's where you were created. You were placed. There's placement. So, but if you say you must limit everything you have to do in life to that placement, it means you are getting it wrong.
Yeah.
That's why you have a constitution that says there should be no discrimination against anybody. Yes. That's why you have a constitution that says a Nigerian can build a house anywhere in the Nigeria. You understand that? So those things are meant to check the abuse of tribalism. So that is exactly what it is. So today we're in a society where you cannot actually flourish. But some persons don't have the exposure. They don't have the knowledge, they don't have the education. So they will easily, that outburst you had in the bus, Okay, you will always have that in society, depending on the people's level of commitment and exposure.
And I believe, before you continue, I believe there are some people who just sees it as cultural differences. Because what my culture believes is not the same thing your culture believes. We cannot mingle because Yoruba people fancy, we all know they fancy respect a lot. If you see a Yoruba man, you have to, if you can kneel, you have to kneel and greet. But an Igbo person, I don't think they even
They
prostrate.
will want that.
I don't think they really prostrate. So I don't think...
And that does not place any culture above any.
That doesn't place any. But I want to mingle with people that follow my culture, my own cultural beliefs. So that when I'm doing this, I know that I'm getting the same energy back.
That's where loyalty comes in.
But it's not now possible in the modern world for you to restrict yourself to that. Because if you do that, what it means, there's a backlash to this. Let's say, for example, if someone becomes a president now, just like last President Buhari, now you saw the damage that happened under Buhari.
His administration.
And he couldn't talk to his clan. He couldn't. You know what happened to him? That was the fangs of tribalism. He couldn't, even when his tribes were doing the wrong
things, yeah.
He couldn't.
Call them to all
So you see why if you have not been eviscerated from the banalities of antiquity and tribalism, you should not lead. That's an example. You shouldn't lead. It's dangerous.
Well, you know, in Nigeria,
because if you say like you keep saying loyalty to your tribe, loyalty. That is
love.
That is exactly
affection.
what. That's exactly, yes. You can say that it's good to be loyal, but you get to a certain position. You can't be loyal when people are doing the wrong thing. But because they are from your place, you cannot. You can.
Some are still being loyal.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it is dangerous to be so when you are in a position where you have to assert justice, assert the right thing, and you are locked in that loyalty. That's not loyalty because it's destroying others.
Exactly.
Your loyalty should be to humanity, not to your tribe. The tribe is a natural enemy of the state. Okay? Because the tribe is narrow and enclaving. But so it's statehood that will project. Even today, what they are projecting is globalization. That your loyalty should be to the world. And that's humanity. Yeah. And not to your Igala or Idoma or...
Funny enough, people from your tribe, the same tribe, the same tribe cannot even help you.
Yes, that is another angle to it.
A lot of people face that. A lot of people face that. Like you expect.
Even when they are in the position to help, they won't help you.
They won't.
It's from a different tribe entirely that will even see you get the help.
So that is why it's good to offer your allegiance to humanity rather than to your tribe. Because if you do to your tribe, the person who created you into that tribe, you will have disappointed the creator. Yeah, because the canon is love your neighbor as you love yourself. The greatest commandment. It has nothing to do with love the Idoma as you love yourself, or love the Igala as you love yourself, or love the Kwale as you love yourself. Do you understand me? Yes, so if you look at the Holy Writ, you already have an injunction there, and that injunction is that your loyalty should be to humanity and not to tribe. But people need to get to that level of awareness, and I think that's the essence of this broadcast. Yes, that level of engagement is what we did, and not the narrowness of our enclave.
But in this our country, what is the main cause of tribalism? What do you think?
Yeah, the main cause of tribalism is because nationhood has failed. You know, the country
nationhood.
Nationhood. This is it. Nigeria is a state.
Okay.
It's a country. Okay, now we have a national anthem, we have a national pledge. If you recite that pledge, well, you see that the pledge is not to your tribe. I will serve Nigeria with all my strength. Yes, Nigeria, not Yoruba. Yes. So the call to nationhood is that statehood is the direction of prosperity. And that is what is recognized by the international community. So now, when you now drop down your tribal enclave, you now embrace the state. And the economy is now this way. You are now buying rice for 70,000 per bag. You now transport.
70 now.
Yes. You now pay transport, and then the government, you are angry that the government is not doing what you want to protest. They now gather all of you and put you in prison for protesting. for exercising your right. The police stop you and extort you. Everything is disjointed. So that call to nationhood, you are not like, that's what the team be.
Now the same way they happen.
You understand? So the next thing, you not look at your back. You are not looking for your tribal person who you are going to meet and say, this thing is not, it's a disappointment. So the reason there is a high, even if it is unconscious, people are just operating. That is one level. That's one level for those enlightened enough. Then for those that are not enlightened at all, it is that if you are not from my place, that means you are not good enough.
I feel all the tribes should even come together.
Yeah, that is exactly what we're talking about. That the concept of the country Nigeria, we have to discuss it and then place how. Look at the Southeast, for example. I've been calling for secession. Okay, what do you think led to that? First, we have 6 states in all the region. We have 5 there. When you make appointments, Buhari's appointment, for example, were just Hausa Fulani, kitchen cabinet to everywhere to ministers. Few from other tribes. Tinubu's own now is Yoruba. Everywhere, just few from other tribes. So the Southeastern is now saying, this thing you say we all have independence, it's not working for us. We want to go. So you see, from the tribal prism and the mismanagement of our diversity, we now have a huge problem in our hands.
Yes.
We have them first in circles, in individuals, like the one that happened on the bus, and we have it on a national scale. And it's a very big issue that requires...
So how do we tackle this?
That is where we are. It's a podcast. I want you to talk to.
Well, this is where the Gen Zs of this nation now have to take place, because as we stand, between us now, there is no tribalism. Between the youth now, there is no much tribalism like the millennials.
Are you sure?
I've been around.
We still have some.
Okay, are you talking
No,
about
No, he has a point.
I'm talking about the Gen Z. You
has a
guys are
point.
the millennials now.
Really?
It is going to die more. It's going to be like 80% for you guys, 20% for us.
Yeah, he has a point.
But it's still present too.
It's still present.
It's still
a little.
present.
It's not going to be as much as.
No,
was
is
before.
there still on the level of exposure of the person, education and awareness?
Well,
But whatever change you're even expecting right now, it should start from the grassroots too. So don't be expecting whether Gen Z or not Gen Z. Seriously.
No, he's talking about the generational gaps. That
Okay.
the younger generation and the latest, there's a generation coming after theirs called the Alpha generation. Those ones are still 14 years old.
Yeah.
And they have their own paradigm too. But these ones,
But
the
they are
Gen
learning.
Z,
But they are learning from them too.
yes, but these ones, the Gen Z, the hold of tribe is not strong on them. It's not. As
It's
it
not
were
strong.
in my days, even the millennials are reasonably eviscerated. Okay? So it's the old, the ones that will tell you, come and sit down here, let me tell you how Nigeria was formed.
Yeah.
You understand? So
I think that's because of like social media. We use social media more.
social media
Yeah,
and
so
globalization,
globalization,
the influence
yeah,
of the
yeah.
West. Okay, young people today will sit down and they'll be discussing music. They'll discuss sports for hours. They will discuss global trends. You understand?
Yeah.
In my days, when we sit down, we start to discuss why did Awolowo, why did Nnamdi Azikiwe say one Nigeria when this also put
It's
this.
based on what you read on the newspaper, what the media project to you. But now, the thing about Gen Z now is more of what they see on social media, what they see on Twitter, what the trend on Twitter, what is this person. A lot of things influence them. But I'm saying media contribute to their exposure.
Yes.
Their exposure and their sense of reasoning. For instance, now, if any of my family member, I'm the last girl, actually, so if most of them, they are having their input or having a particular conversation about, this is how you need to do as a girl child, born from a Christian home, this is the way you need to dress, this is they want to tell you what to do, how to do it, and this is the right thing to do. And when you can do it this other way, it's like, are you trying to say what I'm saying is wrong? No, for me it's no, but I'm just saying this is what I want to do and I want to do it. You don't tell me what to do. You understand? So I think where the society has given us the media has given us the exposure on how to stand our ground, and we are more enlightened. And I think I also experience it in terms of my workspace, because the set of people I work with are the older generations, 50, 60. So, in this media space whereby we write a lot, and, you as a then you have to record with your phone and then go back, transcribe, and then bring story out of the what you record, news out of it. And then for me it's so easy. Why will I be recording, since I can record the person and then I have an application to transcribe the recording for me, and then, or better still, I can pick my point in what the person is saying, and then from there I will form my headlines and then the body of my story and the conclusion. And then before you know it, within 30 to 20 minutes, I'm done with my story. And you can see the lights of the older generation. They're still working for us.
So I want to ask.
So I feel like the media has really contributed to the exposure of the Gen Z. Yeah, it has really contributed to it a lot.
So on the flip side, are there positive aspects to tribalism?
Well,
In a way, there are. We're not saying you should jettison your tribe completely. There's a reason you were born into a tribe, okay? And for me, I think that reason should be loyalty, like she said, but not loyalty to the extent of discriminating others. Yes,
loyalty to what extent?
Loyalty to the extent that you are able to mingle with your tribe, associate with them, observe their cultures and tradition. Okay, whenever they are having festivity and all that, if you can, fellowshipping with them. I mean, that gives you a sense of belonging.
Yes.
But when it comes to you are in position, then it has to be only your tribe. No, that's not no. Because you are supposed to be as detribalized as possible, irrespective of the fact that the nation is failing. It's not why all of us. Because if we decide to focus on only our tribe, we would have defeated the whole purpose of humanity. So those injunctions, like you have in the Holy Writ, will be irrelevant. Because no longer your neighbor, it's now your tribe. And you should focus on. So there's a positive side to it. We're just saying, I think what we're addressing here is the abuse. The excessive reliance.
Because tribalism is actually a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad
thing.
It's not a bad word. I mean, it's not. I think it became tribalism when men decided that it is the only good thing of life is from their tribe. Every other tribe have no good thing to say.
It's barbaric.
You understand? That's where it became tribalism.
Okay, let's go on a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Enterprise TV, your one-stop shop for news, programs, human angle stories, the economy, sports, and much more. We go the extra mile to bring incredible details to you. So hop on the train now. Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.
Welcome back to Let's Talk About Tomorrow on Enterprise TV. Before the break, we were talking about how we can tolerate people from other tribes. Now, on a lighter note, what are some tribal stereotypes we have here in Nigeria? Bettina, give us an example.
It's not people that are always saying that Igbo women are wicked.
You said I should run away from Igbo women.
Yeah, those stereotypes are very dangerous. You hear people say Igbo women are wicked. You hear people say that Calabar women, they sex a lot, they like sex a lot. They will say Benue women have, I don't know the Benue owner.
Do you guys have any?
Yes.
They do. Give us
No. I know what to go back.
So all those stereotypes, they will tell you that Yoruba men are very promiscuous. You see all those type of stereotypes. They are not true. You know why I say they are not true?
They are mixed.
But some are true.
No, you know why I say they are not true? They are not true. Because these things, you cannot label it on a tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah, promiscuity is not tribal sensitive.
Okay.
Yes, it is. It's based on individuals. Yeah, it's not. You can't just come and say this whole tribe, they are this. No, no. It's narrow, and it's a fallacy to do that, because you would have encroached the fallacy of generalization in philosophy. It's wrong to say that, because individual people are from different background, okay, and they see life differently. Okay, so a tribe cannot just be tagged that way. So I think those stereotypes are not healthy for a nation that requires cohesion, a nation that should go back to the oneness that was defined by its first constitution. So let's stay away from it.
But a lot of the time, we find that some of them are true. Not that,
Yes, some
not
are
that, like for instance,
we
the one.
assume they are true. That's it.
No, based on experience and what we've seen.
Yes,
like for
of
instance,
course.
the one of Yoruba men being promiscuous.
Are you sure?
I think it's everywhere, my dear.
No.
It's everywhere.
Are there not men
It's
from
just
other
that-
tribes that are promiscuous?
It's just that it's the
No,
one
it's
you
Like
say.
a lot of Yoruba men are
No,
promiscuous.
Maybe
A
the
lot.
ones you've
Yes.
seen.
I would say
Do
all.
you think this is tribal sensitive? I think
It's not.
Well, if you, I know the assumption is there. That's why I brought it out.
Yeah.
The assumption is that Yoruba men will have one wife in Ibadan, have one.
Have another one in another state.
They say all that, but I also know those who are from other tribes that have one
That
wife
does
in
the same
Ibadan
thing,
too.
yes,
One wife.
of course.
So how true is it? Is it not
Yeah,
generalization?
but maybe I think the reason is maybe there are few of other tribe compared to the Yorubas.
No. If
That's-
once you already have other tribes doing the same thing, that argument is no longer valid.
No, that's
For
that's
me-
why I changed it to, instead of
Okay.
saying that Yoruba men, you can say a lot of Yoruba men.
For
are
me,
promiscuous.
Sorry.
I don't. That argument is. I don't think it's a healthy
It's
argument.
not just then anyway. I think
Yes.
other tribe does the same thing.
It's
I
not
just
just
use that
them.
as an
Yeah.
example. For
Yeah.
instance, they also say that Igbo women are wicked.
It's,
We
And
find
they are
that
rude.
to be we
No,
find that
They
to
are
be
rude
true.
and they like
Sometimes.
No, I think maybe
Because
because
I'm
of the
not the
movies.
movies.
I know
Maybe
it's
from
true.
the
I'm not
movies.
even
That's why
lie.
they
I
say
know it's
Igbo
true.
people are wicked. I think it's from the movies.
but wickedness is not tribal
It's not
sensitive.
tribal sensitive.
Right?
If you want to really stretch the argument, you want to go into demographs or the numbers or the statistics, you want to measure it. You cannot get it right until you give me a survey, a plan, a report that you went through that
Counts.
system. Yes,
Yeah.
that's the evidence that we can use to. Because if you just throw it out there, the next thing is, where are your facts? Where is the empirical
Evidence.
analysis that you did, and you came up, and what is the fidelity of that survey and analysis? You have to come to that point. Otherwise, you're going to offend a lot of people without
So,
proof.
do you believe the one that said Calabar people are good in bed? Do you believe that?
Well, I don't. I also believe that from other tribes are also good in bed. You understand? Because that Calabar own is an age-long assumption. Okay, they own up to it. I've seen people who, yes,
Own up
that
to
is
it.
our pride. They say it, but a deeper look. You see, that expression is an expression of a bystander, the man at the bus stop. Okay, the perception of the man at the bus stop. But the perception of the man at the bus stop,
It's not
if
the
he's
same.
subjected to academic elucidation and analysis, you will find those fallacies
Yeah.
reading in those assumptions.
Assumptions.
Because as people from other tribes, are you saying they are not good in bed? Is that the truth? Because if you say they are better or they are good, are you saying others are not? So it cannot be, it's subjective.
Yeah, but could you want to say something?
No, you guys have said it all, so there's nothing I want to say.
Okay, let me ask this one question then. This
Okay.
last question. Do you think you know how we say tribalism, we always mean it to mean like something bad, something
Yeah,
negative. Is it possible for that to end?
Possible for
For
Tribalism,
yes,
being
for us
tribalistic.
to-
Can't.
yes, in this
Yeah.
country.
It can't. For me, I don't think it can because, okay, checking it from the government level, you can see because I cover political bits, so I've seen the way this tribalism thing work, even from the government level that they are advocating for. Yeah, as a citizen, you shouldn't be tribalism, this thing play out in government, and you can see people from from a particular tribe saying, "Oh, I don't let this person from Imo State to pick this committee, to chair this committee. It's our own." For instance, I don't want to mention names. I don't want to mention names. Okay, for instance, Betara now is a chairman committee for FCT. Okay. So you can see the tribal thing play out there. So before you go through that. And you can see that even when the president gave Wike the FCT, you can see the whole thing.
Was there tribalism there?
No, there was no tribal, but there was something that played out there. Tribes. The youth of FCT, they questioned. They revolted. Questioned the government. Yes, they revolted, because I remember I was writing the story, and then I'm like, okay, what? Like they said, and that's people from the people that owns Abuja, which is
should be the ones appointed and not
Baggy. They are not benefiting from the government. Like they pushed them aside. And they were really putting in things like, okay, you have to do this, this is what you're going to do for them, and it was like a back and forth conversation between them. So that's just like you can see the tribalism thing play out. So I don't think in Nigeria anytime soon this tribalism thing will end soon. No.
It may not end in its totality. I know what you are talking about. The people who own Abuja presumably so protested. One of the arguments was that if governors of states are made governors because they are from their own state, the FCT is not a state, but people own FCT. So whoever should be the minister for the FCT should come from Abuja. That was the argument, and they proliferate all that. So you could call it a demand for them to have their own tribal. In a way, you could say it's tribalism. But like I said before, the reason we have all these things is because this country has not developed. Yes, you cannot go to the United States, for example, and say that because the people from the state of Virginia have been 6 presidents of the United States of America. One state. You understand? In Nigeria, can that happen? For you to duplicate yourself from one place to be the president for 4 terms or 8 terms in 6 years. 6 times in 8 years. You can't. You see, the country has not developed. If the country is well developed, we may not even know the names of our leaders. You understand? So tribe is playing a role, serious role.
So let's take your final thoughts as we take this home. I begin with you, Josephine.
Okay.
In 30 seconds.
The tribalism?
Yes.
Okay, I don't think tribalism is going to end soon from the way things are in the country, because all the whole problem, I think it starts from the up. If the people from the grassroots if the people from up cannot solve issues, I don't think the ones from the grassroots can do it, because they look up to the people up there, and I'm not seeing any change so far, because things are even getting worse by the day. I pray things get better though.
Madam Ibuku?
Well, for me, I want to say to end tribalism in Nigeria, it starts from us. It starts from self. It starts from self-enlightenment, self-exposure, and self-conviction. So, more once you're exposed or you are being educated towards a particular thing, just have to, for me, it starts from self-conviction. Yeah, that's just it.
Barrister.
Yeah, tribalism is, like I said, is the earliest form of the human habitation. Okay, so to say that it will be completely extricated from the human condition might not be correct. But there's a sense in which development, globalization, now we're moving to a higher stage of human existence. There was a time where the old stone age, from the old stone age we moved to the classical age, from the classical we moved to the restoration age, restoration age we moved to the Victorian age, From Victorian age, we moved to the industrial age. From industrial age, we got to the information age, which we are now. We are moving now to what we call the astronomical age, where people will go to the moon and the space to live. We will abandon the earth for a while, go to other places to habit. Now, at the point when we're going to space, tribalism may not have a stronghold on us again, because the majority of those who will be born at that time, who will be in the earth, visiting other planets, I think tribalism would be too difficult a matter for them to discuss. When they have Plato, Saturn, Jupiter, they have all planets to discuss. They visited 6 planets. So when they meet each other, they ask you, which planet did you spend your last holiday? So you see that tribalism would have been whittled down, properly whittled down as development progresses. So I think while it has a hold on us, it will get to a point where humanity, the graph will become flat, and then we'll not have that again. That is why, if you look at the works of Paul the Apostle in Galatians, see, there's neither Jews nor Gentiles. He straightened the line, okay? And when Christ came to, he said, love your neighbor as yourself. So he straightened the line for everyone. So I think the destination is humanity, not tribe.
All right, guys, we've come to the end of the show. I want to say a huge thank you to my guests for being here. Thank you so much, guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, also thank you, the viewers, for watching. You know that we want to know what you have to say. We would like to know if you've had any experiences where you've been discriminated against because of your tribe. Also, please kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel at Enterprise TV7 so that you can see more of our content. We'll see you next time. Bye from us. Bye.
Bye.
Enterprise TV,